Good morning, everyone. It's Cindy. I'm going to take you on another studio vlog today. I like to hit the ground running on Mondays. So today is Monday, and instead of doing administrative stuff, which is what I always have done on Mondays, I am going to hit the ground running today with art. So what I'm planning to do today, or at least what's in my head, is to do some napkin decoupage. So I'm going to work on a canvas, and I'm going to do some napkin decoupage and some other different collage. I have a couple of hours to do this before I need to work on shipping for the resale business, and we'll see what I can get done. It may just be a background, it may be working towards a piece, I don't know, but I will take you along for the journey. All right, so I did all of the what Lori Marie Jenkins calls underpants. If you don't know who that is, check her out on YouTube. Anyway, I did all of the collage base, if you will, for that piece that I'm working on. And I also did another set of those little squares like I've done before. This time, instead of doing just 3, I did 6. So I will turn you around and show you that. And I will also then show you how to do I'm going to add some color to the collage today with some papers, and also with a napkin decoupage, which you may have seen before, but I'll show you how I do it, and we'll go from there. So I will turn you around now. All right, friends, so this is what I got finished today, and it's all dry and everything. So I got all of the background collage, and I did take it around the sides as well. So let me show you the other item that I got done. So this is 3 of those little cards. I think I showed you these. I actually put these in the they're little package toppers for my live sales. And so those of you that may have bought something from me, if you get those and you wonder what to do with them, this is something that I do with them. So I line them all up together, and then I basically just collaged on top of them. So I've got this little collage going on top of them, and then eventually I'm going to do some other stuff on top of here. I'm going to stencil on here and do some other things, and then I will cut them apart. And I'm not sure if I'm going to try to put on some of those German scrap stuff that I have before I cut them apart, or if I'll wait and put a focal point on afterwards, or maybe the focal point will just be a word. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I got done there. So let's get back to the canvas. So this is the canvas, and I bought these napkins the other day, and they are absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors of them. They were just in my local grocery store. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Love them. So this is the part that I'm going to use. The other part has this, and that doesn't really fit my aesthetic today, but we'll hang on to that for another time. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But first, I pulled out these jelly prints that I have made in the past that go along with this color palette that I'm using. So I'm going to pull some of this in by tearing off pieces and putting it into the piece. And I did already copy this. So this is a tip for all of you that do these, make your own background papers and stuff, do jelly printing. It's always a good idea to scan in the papers that you make, because then you can use them in the future on other projects. You just take them and get them color copied, so you've made it once and then you can actually use it again. So and that's a tip I got from a friend of mine, Jane, who does that. So thanks, Jane. Anyway, so let me go ahead and do some of that. I'll probably fast forward some of this and show you at the end what I do, but I'll just tear off some of these papers, and I don't like the white on there, so let me pull out my inks and whatever, because I don't want to put those down with that really dark, or really stark, not dark, ink shown, or guys, I can't talk, this paper. I don't want that paper showing. So I am going to, first of all, decide what color I want. I have this color, which is my VersaFine Sepia. And let's see what my distress ink looks like. You'd think I would know, but I don't always remember. Let's try that. Well, they're roughly the same, but I think I like the distress ink just a little bit better. So I'll use that. Let me move this aside so you can see what I'm doing. So I tore that off, and I'm just going to ink the edges, just so we don't have that stark white. All right, that's better. Look at that. Doesn't that look nicer? That looks nicer. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to do a few more of those. I'm going to arrange them on the canvas in a pleasing pattern, and then I'll come back to you. All right, so I guess I decided that before I put these down, I actually want to know where I'm putting my collage. Not collage, my decoupage. We'll get that right. The first thing I want to do when I'm decoupaging is find the materials that I need. So I usually like to use cellophane tape, scotch tape, but I can't find any right now. It's not in the drawer where it's supposed to be. So what I do is I take a little bit of tape, and usually these are in, I often find them in 3-plies, but this is a 2-ply, so there's really only 1 ply that I have to get rid of. So I am going to, well, first of all, since I only want this one side, I'm not going to use the other side. I'm going to make it easy on myself, and I'm going to cut this part off. And I'm also going to cut out, I'm going to cut out this image is nice and complete, so I don't know what I want to do yet, so I'm going to use it. So we'll cut that out. Okay. Put that aside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the tape and I'm going to attach it to the back here, and I'm going to see if I can't pull. There we go. All right, so I got some of that backing off, if you can see that. Let's see if I can get some more pulled off. Oh, there we go. That's good. All right, these second plies, or the ply closest to the print, is usually on there really good, and that's why it helps to use the tape to get it off. But you want to get it down to the original ply. There we go. All right, so we've got it down to the original ply. Let's determine where I want this. I may not want those blue flowers. I may want the blue flowers, I don't know. But let's show you. This is a technique that I learned from Sagita at Sagita Coffee Stains, who does junk journals. If you take this is just water on my paintbrush, and I'm basically just outlining my design with the water around the outside of it. And the reason I'm doing that is because, you'll see in just a second, when I go in to pull it apart, look at that, it comes right off on the spots where you wet it. Very easily too, I might add. I got that off. I'll keep coming around here. So I fell in love with this technique back when I was doing junk journals. It has been a couple of years since I have made junk journals. And it's funny, the price that I would have to sell a junk journal at to make it worth my time to make it means that I probably am not going to be making very many of them here at the studio either. Yeah, because I'm not sure people are going to be willing to pay what I need to ask for them. So we'll see if I get back into doing them. I do have one that I never quite finished that I might pick up again and show you, because I know people really enjoy them. And I enjoy making them. All right, so I'm going to come here, pull that off, pull that off. And I am putting my finger down over the pattern itself, just so that, because the water has seeped into the pattern, I don't want to actually pull away my design. So I guess, let me pull this over here. I guess it kind of helps a little bit if you tap off some of the extra water so that you don't have quite as much that runs into the design. You can hear me tapping it off screen. And I'm getting kind of picky up there with that. A little nitpicky, fussy. And I'm not worried at all about the curling as the ends are drying. That's not going to be an issue. I don't want that cut edge on there, so I want to make sure that I'm getting a rough edge all the way around. I think it yields a nicer result. But that's a preference. Okay, so I have my design here. And I want to put it up there, maybe down here. I kind of like, maybe I'll do it here. I could cut this out and then put that down there, or I could cut out another. We could do another one and put a yellow flower down here. Because it seems like it doesn't want to turn. It's got a definite direction that it needs to be there. So we'll leave it like that. You know, I could put the blue flowers back in there, but we'll see. I'll leave it like that for now. I can always come in and we can add the color back in this way. I'm not sure what my focal point is going to be. I do have all of these images left over from that last piece that I did. I have her. I'm not sure she demands orange and red though. None of these guys really are begging for all this color, but we'll see. Now see, we're going to take that off the edge if we do that. And keep in mind that we're going to collage, the collage elements are going to be underneath. So maybe I want to wait on this so that it goes over top of the image. Maybe. We shall see. Which means, well, that's my one choice. I have this choice also, these cute little kids. I don't know which one I like better. I kind of like the little kids. Little kids seem to need more color. Maybe I'll go with the little kids. We'll do the little kids. So let's put down then some collage elements. We're going to put down the color. You know, I'm changing my mind all the time, and that's okay. because it is a process and it's what I see and deem in the moment is necessary. And the pieces always tell you what to do. It's a really funny thing. Those of you that aren't artists or don't do art on a regular basis may not realize that. Every piece has its own agenda. It has its own idea. And sometimes the final piece doesn't look anything like what you envisioned it to look like from the beginning. I have a flower there. I like the 3. You guys have heard me talk about the law of 3s before, or the odd numbers in art. So I'm going to do this for now, and I need a nice paintbrush to put my gel medium on with. We'll use this, and I'm just using matte gel. I was using PVA earlier today, and that was working out well. I need more matte gel. I'm going to go to the store today and pick some up after I leave here, but we're going to use this for now. I don't know if you can see me off to the side. We're going to put this here. Put that up there. My gel medium is getting kind of thick. Where do I have this? I don't remember how I had it, but I like that. All right. And put that there. Cover up my turkey or whatever that is. Okay, so I'm going to want to cut around this, but I don't want to cut around it. I want to tear around it, but I'm going to need a clean surface here. So let me wipe that off. All right, so I'm going to tear. All right, so there's our kiddos. I'm going to go right in the middle like that. But first I want to scuff up the edges. That helps, actually. The white outline made her look funny. All right, so we're going to actually move them off to the side here. Because remember I was talking about the thirds? So I don't want, even though we always want to put stuff right in the middle, I'm no exception to that. But they really need to be off to the side, one side or the other. Maybe this side. I like it over here. The next thing that I want to do is I want this here. No, I still want this over here. Or maybe here. Or maybe I want to cut out that flower. I can always put it back. Let's see what happens when I cut it out. I do have plenty of napkins. Oops, see, I don't like that. I'm going to have to be careful there. I have plenty of napkins, so I can always do another one if I make a big boo-boo. So I have to tell you guys that I'm usually a very outspoken, loud person. It comes from being a school teacher for many years. But I find that when I'm here in the studio and I'm just talking to the camera, it's a good thing I have the mic on, because my tendency is to talk softly, especially when my office mate is next door. I don't want to talk loudly because I don't want to disturb him. And so I will apologize in advance for sounding sometimes, I think, like I'm mumbling. It is a good thing. I had a viewer on my other channel tell me one time that they couldn't hear me very well. So I went out and got this microphone, and it does help. It does help with the volume. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, I like that. I don't know if I want to bring in any of these blue flowers or not along the edges here. I think I don't really want that blue color in here because I don't have it in these collage pieces at all. So we're going to do that. We're going to glue that down. Actually, I don't want to glue that down just yet. I want to do some stenciling work on here before we go on. So I'm going to do that. You've seen me do that before. I'm going to do that off camera, and then I will come back in. All right, so I'm back. In the meantime, my phone died, so I had to do more than I planned to do off camera. I did add all of the stenciling that you see here in yellow and red, and this is Lumiere's, because I thought I would bring in some of that color, because the Lumiere's is already in this these pieces here. So I did all of that. I went around, I did the edges of the piece. I'll probably have to do a second coat on that as well, but I did that. So now you and I are going to do the napkin decoupage. And so we're going to put this down here, like so. That's going to probably trail off the edge there, ooh, which looks good after I painted it. That's an added bonus. That one, I think I want it like that. Anyway, that's the way we're going to do it. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that now. To start off with, I have a little container, and I had some PVA glue in here, and I put some water in it And I got it to a real nice and runny consistency. You don't want it too runny. I'd say maybe 2-to-1 ratio PVA to water. You can use Elmer's glue for this as well. All right, so I kind of have an idea where this one's going to go. I dotted this in so I can see. We'll see if I even see the dots when that's usually the case. I dot something in and then I can't see what I dotted in. So we'll see where we get with that. All right, so I'm going to show you. I learned this technique from, I think I already mentioned it, from Sagita's Coffee Stains. She does junk journals. And basically what you do is you're going to put your piece face down on a plastic. And then you're going to paint over top of it with your PVA glue. Okay, and it acts to hold it on there, for one thing. But it also enables you to see where you're placing it. And I'm hoping that's where I want it, because that's where it's going. And then I can get all the bubbles out. I can wrap it around the edge and everything, and then just pull it straight up like that. And look at how beautiful that came up. Very nice. And let's check. That's not too bad, placement wise. Roll that around that way. And then this guy, he's going to go underneath of this flower, so I'm going to need to do him next. Can you even see that? Let's put it there. So we're going to do him next. All right, so I have that on there like that. I'm going to bring this back in here. And I want like this. Like that. Oh, hello. All right, so we got to turn it over so it's facing the correct way. And I think I want it right about there. And off it comes. And I can paint over that if I don't like it. Now we're going to do the big one, which is going to go right about there. And that one's going to come off the page as well. Now that I look at this, I think I might want another piece of this red flower up here at the top. What do you think? To draw your eye down into this piece. I think I might want that, and I might want like a little piece of the yellow flower off the side there as well. I kind of like that. I feel like I need yet another piece over here. I'm like torn because there's part of me that wants to go home, and then the artist in me that has to have it right. It's got to be right. I got to have it right. So I might use this piece that I screwed up just to get, I just want like a little pop of color right there. Yep, I like that. And we'll come back to it tomorrow or whenever. I don't know if I'm going to get to work tomorrow. Let's come back to my face. Hold on. All right, so I'm pleased with how much I got done today. I stayed here at the studio probably about an hour after I normally do just to get that finished up. I will probably paint the edges. I'm feeling, we'll see how I think when I get back to it. And then I'll put some sort of a sentiment in there because it needs, I'm looking at it off to the side, it needs something. But yeah, I'm real happy with that, and it was a good creative day. And I'll let you know when I get something done with those other pieces as well. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll put that right there so you can see anytime I add something new. That's usually more real-time stuff going on there. And I often will put my pieces in progress, and you know, maybe you sometimes see the end result there that you don't get to see in my studio vlogs. So I did finish all my shipping for Mimi's Treasure Cottage, and I will be taking that to the post office tomorrow. I'm not going to be in this studio until later in the day tomorrow because I have so many things I have to do running around and appointments and things. And then Wednesdays I do my live sales on Mimi's Treasure Cottage, so I usually come in a little bit later. So I don't expect getting back to art until at least Thursday. So yeah, that's just the way it goes. So I'm glad I spent most of the day today doing it. I'm glad you all joined me as well, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.